Hey guys, how's it going? Phil Monteleone, the book peddler here, on my way to an auction. I've done a number of them this year. This one has some phenomenal material, also has some great antiques there. And I'm going to be buying on behalf of an individual some of those items, a lot of Native American. And the books are just great. There's some good box lots. There's even some stuff slipped in some of the box lots that hopefully people didn't see because it's really prime material for me. And if I get them, I'll show you. So I plan on at least being successful on some of these lots. So wish me well. And if not, this video won't be seen. So it's very exciting. I shut the building down for the weekend. I got my cousin to help me out to come to the auction because there are a ton of books there, and I'm really hoping to also pick up some out of context material as well. So it's exciting. We'll see what happens. I told my cousin if someone's bidding on something I like, stand over him, give him the look, tell him he doesn't want to do that. He's going to eat a bunch of garlic before he gets in there. Hopefully, if intimidation doesn't work, maybe the breath will. So, okay, guys, I'm on my way, and we'll show you the finds when I get back. Well, it was successful, guys. I started removing boxes. I got about 90% of the lots, which was truly incredible, but it's been a very long day. I'm starting to process, get things organized. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to show you my finds and tell you how it went. Hey guys, so I ended up buying 90% of the lots, and there's still material in the vehicle, but I'm going to take you through this. I look like a mess. It's the next morning, and I'm also going to talk with you about the auction a little bit, and just a follow up, and maybe it'll help some of you that go to auctions. But let's start with some of these. Now, these were actually in a box lot and were very overlooked. This is a true narrative capture of David Ogden. I believe this is 1840s among the Indians in the time of the Revolution. Amazing. These were rebound. Josiah Priest wrote these. I'll take you to the inside. And this is the story of the extraordinary feats, adventures, and sufferings of Matthew Calkins, Shenango County, New York, which is where I'm at, in the War of the Revolution, never before published. This is published in 1841. Amazing. You can see the full title there. Pause it if you would like. And I'm going to tell you about Josiah Priest. This one is Stories of the Early Settlers, 1837. Right there. Embracing the life of Mrs. Priest. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Now, when I looked at these in the box lot and I opened them up, I said, these have to be at least $250 a piece, just off the top of my head. Same with this one here. And then I found this little card in here. It was priced at $225 when it was bought. I'm going to put a higher price on. Nobody asked me on pricing, please, because I'm already backed up with people I'm trying to get back to from the last video. Stories of the Revolution, with an account of the lost child of the Delaware, Wheaton, and Panther, 1838. Josiah Priest. This is amazing local content, amazing historical content. I've never seen these publications before. Now, I have had Josiah Priest's work. He actually wrote about biblical topics, and one of them, which is extremely controversial, was on the Bible justifying slavery. Very interesting. I sold that in a later edition. Let's go here. The Bloodied Mohawk. Beautiful book. And guys, when I'm done showing you these, I'm going to show you some of the artifacts I was able to buy. This actually came from a Mohawk, or was it say Mohawk Lodge, Indian beadwork. These are pretty awesome little pamphlets. Very scarce. This is the 2-volume work of the Frontiersmen of New York by Jephthah Sims, first edition. I'll show you a title page. Customs of the Indians, Vicissitudes of the Pioneer, White Settlers, and Border Strife, 1882. And I have in my case back there, actually, Sims's Trappers of New York in First State. Here's some turkey feet. Somebody's wife hates like chicken feet and stuff. So I'm gonna that's gonna be their Christmas gift. All right. Let's stay on the Indian topic. Narratives of Indian Captivities, the captivity of the Gilbert family. Beautiful book. I think there's a map in the back. Let's just see the front here. Wonderful content. 1904. This is our wild Indians, 33 years among them. This book, General John Sullivan's Indian expedition, the Sullivan-Clinton campaigns that wiped out a lot of Iroquois, New York State. This is the old New York frontier. This is a beautiful 2-volume set on the life of Joseph Brant, the Border Wars by Stone. Desirable set, always has been. Some of these were in individual allotments like this set was, and some of them were boxed up. So let me take you to the title page. If you don't know about Joseph Brant, definitely do a little research on him. My buddy Buzz has original letters from Joseph Brant, which is phenomenal. That was wonderful. This is on Delaware County, History of Delaware County by Gould. It talks about the renter wars. I've never actually seen this title before. It's a privilege to own these things for a short period of time. 1856. This collection belonged to a doctor, and he actually hiked Mount Everest, which is pretty impressive to me. And so there's stuff on Everest there. He was also a collector of predominantly Western Indian. Let's see. And there was just amazing pieces there. History of the State of New York, 1831. You ask how I was able to get all these phenomenal titles. It's because I had no competition. There was no other dealers there, and so I got lucky and made out. But I'm going to tell you a little thing about luck in a minute. This is on the Catskills Mountain. So these are phenomenal local pieces. I'm just giving you a smattering of what's in here. Okay, let me take you to these books real quick. Oh, here's some genealogy books. I always recommend that if you see genealogy books, you scoop them up. And these ones on Mohawk Valley. Very cool. These books here, the folks must have known this woman. All of these books are signed in their first edition to the wife of the man. Navajo Shepherd. Again, this is a first edition. Then I have this one, Desba. So it's Gladys Reichard. And then Spider Woman. All signed, all first editions. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful material. And here's Elijah Fisher's journal. This book here's on pre-Iroquoian frontier spies. Tons of Native American Iroquois social dance song records. These are kind of neat. I want to check them out. And what's over here? All right, these are on Fort Niagara. I'll just show you the covers. Buffalo. This one's nice. This is the diary of Benjamin Gilbert, citizen soldier. Nice presentation there. Okay, guys, we're going to move along. And if you'd like to stay a little longer, I'll tell you about this auction a little bit in more detail. This is the Illustrated History of Freemasonry, 1892. I've known of this title for many years. I've just never had it in the shop. So I was happy to get it. I'll show you some more things Masonic related. This book has fantastic illustrations throughout. Great reference material for those interested in Masonry. And then I have a binder filled with different Masonic paperwork, different ephemera. Here's a picture in a lodge. So very cool stuff I have yet to go through. This came from Franklin, New York, and I actually have ledgers, a box full of ledgers. Let me show you these. There are cash books, there are deaths, and I'm going to open this up. These are all 1800s ledgers. And excuse the shadows. I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing this with one hand. I got spoiled when I have a camera person. There's even little memorials when one died. And these are the meeting minutes, which is incredible. So anybody that's a collector of this and that's local is going to want it for sure. And I think I mentioned these are all 1800s. Tons and tons of content. Now this picture here is one taken by a photographer called Kolb, Kolb. And there it is, Kolb Brothers Grand Canyons. I sold a picture book, not by Kolb, but of a couple of the pioneer photographers of the day of the Grand Canyon. But Kolb was one of the names I remember that came up in my research of that book. I sold it for hundreds of dollars. And this was in one of the box lots. It's a photo that might be very valuable. Let me show you what else I bought in terms of artifacts. I bought these on behalf of someone. Some of the artifacts there went for, understandably, crazy, crazy money. This is a 19th century Cheyenne drum with a Thunderbird on it. Beautiful. Obviously, you see it has a little damage, but I got that for a great deal, I thought. Here's a club. You don't get to see this stuff too often, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Here's a 1700s axe. I love antiques. I love stuff like this. It's got an M marked in it. I got cases of arrowheads here. So the buyer is very happy with what I was able to get. And also, look at these bear claws. Pretty cool, huh? I'm going to keep some. I just want to leave you guys with this. The harder I work, the luckier I get. Yes, I was lucky that there was no dealers there. There was no hardcore collectors, or I wouldn't have gotten 90% of lots. I would have gotten 50%, maybe a quarter of them. I will say, again, I'll reiterate, nothing can substitute you handling material and getting familiar with it. You're not always going to have your phone or internet access. A lot of people there on the spot, they're trying to look up stuff on their phone. It's very difficult to look up scarce material like an Indian encounter, from 1830s. What are you referencing? Some of the book sets, they'll be online 100, 500, 800. Well, what's the right price point? How do you determine it? What should you pay for it? How much are wild card things like the ledgers? What are they going to fetch realistically? What can you afford to go into them? You can't just on the spot research doesn't always work. Sometimes you'll get an opportunity that comes along and you might not even know you had an opportunity, and it'll pass you by. Maybe somebody has, 100 boxes of books they want to get rid of. They need to get rid of them now. You got to come up with a price. Maybe they say, just take them for $500. And you look through, a few boxes and you don't even know what you're looking at. You don't have time to scan everything. So I would just say you got to invest in yourself. You have to, or you're going to end up like these people trying to click on a phone and you can't find nothing on it. So the more you handle it, like I could go to that table and point to probably 65 to 70% of those books and say exactly what it was worth. At least a good ballpark range. Actually, what I would do sometimes with a friend is I would go into other bookstores and he would pull a book and I would tell him and it'd have to be within, a few bucks as to what the price was. And it varied dealer to dealer. Like I knew the guys who would price a little higher than others and yada, yada. I mean, even if you're in another dealer's bookshop, I buy out of their bookshops and make money. Other dealers have done it too here. It's basically knowing more than the next guy, but it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of work. It's lucky in a sense, but 99% of it is not luck. And again, luck may have come and you missed it because you didn't recognize it for what it was. So I guess I just wanted to say these few things. Some people, those things in the box lot, I mean, they had the slips on them that said they were sold for $250. I think they're valued higher, of course, whatever somebody will spend, but just, you can justify your price point if you know what you're talking about. things are overlooked. I would also say at auctions, the material I showed you, say if the competition's too fierce between collectors and what do you call them, dealers, and say like this guy climbed Everest, right? So there's Everest stuff there, but not might not be well known. Well, if you have an eye, if you developed an eye and attention to detail, maybe you can get that stuff on the cheap, and that's where the money's to be made because the other stuff should, most of the time will go too high for you to touch. Now, that's where opportunity comes in. That might not even be in the auction listing because it doesn't fit the context of the main auction. My one buddy says, Mook says, sometimes it's paraphrasing, but when you hold a book and you get the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, basically, like you got something good. That's the point where you want to get to, like by feel, by sight. You just kind of know an idea. You have an idea, but it does take time. So it should make you excited, when you pick one up. But getting back to it, like so, it's the Evers stuff. I might not be too familiar, but when I see a first edition signed book, some of those Everest books are $250 books that everybody just overlooked. So if I couldn't touch the stuff I really liked, which I would have in one way or another, at least some of it, um, that's where I would have capitalized today. But look, I'm not even showing you these books because the other stuff is better and I was able to get them. They're still great books. So anyhow, guys, that's all I got to say. I talked for too long. My apologies. But if you stayed this long, please like and subscribe, share the video. Don't ask me pricing yet, okay? I'm too busy trying to get back with everybody. But I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. And have a wonderful time with your friends and family. Till next time, we'll see you.